Hello everyone and welcome to the Ironside cast. With me Matt. We have a, what is this called again? A 2v2, yeah that's what it's called. A 2v2 here on Vork's farmland. On the Western Front. Let's go for the players. We have the Western Allies today. We have Testy alive as the United States with Rifle Company straight up the gate. And we have Stockholm Mulvey, the developer of Ironside mod as the British Commonwealth. Without a command choice yet. The first Alpha section arrives with the Bren gun, as we now know, so which is pretty useful actually. That Bren light machine gun can do a lot of work. Representing the Germans today, we have Smokey straight at the gate with Storm Tactics for the Waffen-SS. And Noob Hero 21 as the Wehrmacht without a command choice yet. He'll probably pick something very soon. The bonus staying counter Stockholm Mulvey. We'll need to see if Stockholm Mulvey picks anything at some point. I've still picked a counter. Never know. But Sturm dealing with Rifle down here could be fascinating because Rifle Company has the potential to be really powerful. You already see several blue and grey squads coming out. Blue and grey being the cheap alternative unit if you're playing as the Rifle Company. Not that good quality riflemen to say the least. And looks like Noob Hero has gone for Ostdivision. Fascinating decision. I'm not sure if Ostdivision is a wise choice against the Brits, but I honestly have no idea, so who am I to judge? Change my monitoring thing here. There we go. Because I have to look so I can actually see my recording stats while I'm recording. That's very important. Oh, very smart there from Stockholm Mulvey clearing out the haystacks. Gonna get the small visuals. But it also opens up their side here to be shot at. Which is certainly not good for those sappers. So engineers have to get out of there quick. But the Americans are dealing with the Waffen-SS down here. So Sturmgun is piled up behind these sandbags. We shall have to see if that will help them anything. I also need to learn to try to talk a little slower, perhaps. I'm not sure if that will help, but I am trying to talk slower. Just takes a lot of practice, you know? Now that we have the rifle section securing some ground, nice and easy. Don't look Comanches with Stockholm Mulvey. He is fighting with some rifle sections up there, but the rifle sections are just moving around. They did manage to take the point, but not the fuel point. Meanwhile, the Americans are having a big of a firefight down here. Putting some Valonian infantry there. Americans are pretty hard to flank if you're at medium range due to all their semi-automatic weaponry. Blue and grey forced off the ground there. We do have a 30 caliber machine gun coming up for the United States of America. They're still moving around trying to maneuver to deal with those Grenadier. Grenadiers being the basic German infantry unit, in case you're wondering. Pioneers moving around. There's some more Grenadiers down here. The British do have some good positions here, and British infantry is pretty high quality. Being fairly accurate with their Lee Enfield rifles. They do suffer of having one less man at the start. Of course, the British can get an upgrade to change that. Still an upgrade that's worth getting quick, I feel. Having an extra rifleman if you're the British is pretty damn useful in your squads. Because they are really good at what they do. Brain gun reloaded there. Another brain gun handed out. Brain guns are pretty useful as a light machine gun, so actually able to suppress the Grenadiers there. Pickup going off for the British, I think. They're going for a Vickers machine gun. Still no command choice. One rifle section has to pull back. Rifle section could have been relocated over here with their Bren gun. Meanwhile, we have a 30 caliber trying to set up here, but the Storm Pioneer's got a good position. Blue and grey are going to try and stop a grenade assault going out. Oh, and that machine gun is cleared out. That is not good. Malone is now going to kill off these blue and grey. It's not looking good for the United States here. Testy Line is using a lot of units. And that's a blue and grey squad. The British still have a good presence up here, but they are losing stuff every now and then. They lost a lot of units, they just lost a lot of members in their units. But losing that brain gun would be a big deal, they do not want to lose that. More German infantry arriving. Rifles, what's it called? Riflemen trying to make a run for it. Not sure what you call the individual members of a British squad. Maybe just a soldier? Yeah, that rifle section member has to get out of there. They don't want to risk losing those brain guns. You have the Vickers machine gun coming up. We have an American lieutenant on the field as well to oversee the front line. Quickly calling in some kind of artillery strike here. Probably in towards the building. And 30 caliber machine gun handed out to the American infantry. Ooh, and yeah, that artillery's hammering that little farm. Killing a Valonian squad there in short order. Very nice to see. And 30 caliber getting some shots in on the Valonians remaining. I guess machine gun doing a good job holding their ground over here. Oh, it looks like the allies might be able to secure ground again. They haven't had the field points for a while though. Dr. Mthis keeping the units on the field for quite a while. It's risky, but it's so far working out, and they have brought a truck out, obviously reinforcing the field, so they don't have to return to base. Very good play, actually. They can maintain field presence, that's always important. Storm Pioneers holding up down here. I don't want opinions if me trying to talk slower is better to listen to or not. Because I'm still trying to experiment with methods of me talking. British now getting reinforced fangs to the truck. And allow them to maintain a very good presence down here. Germans are gearing up though, Gewehr 43s being handed out to the Grenadiers. We also have the 25th Panzer Grenadiers in the field. Unique Panzer Grenadier unit available too. Division. Pretty good high quality Panzer Grenadiers by the way, we just barely see them I feel. And that's actually a lie. I think I've seen them every time someone has played Ost at this point. I don't know why I say that. This is just from my own experience back when I played myself. Oh, we have an ambulance in the United States, allowing them to maintain their presence on the field. And even heal up. Still no commander choice from the British, but they don't need to pick a commander immediately. They can get a lot of their other tools still. I don't think the British are as dependent on their commander choices for their tool sets until they get to like medium tanks territory. That's where you kind of have to pick your commander, I think. I may be wrong. Regardless, Dr. Mthis doing a good job showing off the British here. Apparently the British Commonwealth has a bit of a reputation not being that good of a faction at the moment. I don't think that's really true, I just think it's because people still have to figure out how to play them with the changes. Pretty clever machine gun doing a good job here against the Valonians, despite the cover. American squads do have a lot of firepower with them. Oh, grenade at those! Oh, that's a good cooked grenade right there. But MD-34 covers the road here. Those blue and grey might have to get out of there. I'm still in by white defensive net, which is good because that means I don't think that British assault is gonna work. That's a lot of very well-positioned grenadiers. Especially when one of them has a Gewehr 43, and we also have a Puma on the field. Yeah, the British cannot take that fight yet, I think. The Gewehr 43s probably help a lot. Even the Grenadiers a semi-automatic rifle or two, actually. It's probably a very big deal. We also have the Panzer Grenadiers down here with a marksman rifle. We're gonna have to get to take shots at the Americans here. They got suppressed. That marksman rifle still has a good chance to hit though by the looks of it. Blink Harbor in the... Is that a Blink Harbor? Oh, that's a fragmentation grenade. That's an American rifle grenade though. It's good damage. The Waffen has to get out of there. Valonians managed to mow them down, dropping the 30 caliber machine gun. Americans are gonna want to try and get that machine gun back before the Germans steal it. You never know. The Americans are gonna try and go for it. But there's still a squad of Valonians here with some Sturmgewehrs. Americans are not trying for it yet. Probably the wisest move. Do it down here. Being used with it. That was a high explosive run, actually. Is it using its canister rounds? It is using its canister rounds, so it's basically working as a giant shotgun at the moment. Panzerjägers get inside the building. They're about to be upgraded with a Panzerschreck, so that might actually be the definite. Let's do it. The Panzer missed! This dude has to get out of there quick! Might be too late now. Yeah, that was enough. Oh, we have a command choice here from the British. It is Royal Guard, which allows the rifles to get in another man, so they can become 6-man squads, which is certainly improving their firepower as they start to push up here. Lots of brain guns, laying down a lot of suppressive fire. That's actually a lot of suppressive fire. Holy shit. Puma was also taken out by the looks of it. Baker sitting up behind through all this, and the Germans are just getting completely suppressed out here. The truck just allows the British to maintain their field pressure. The high-quality British infantry is just pushing through. It's costly in their manpower though, but it's so far working out. British troops are quite costly manpower-wise. All the brain guns are really working out. The brain gun is surprisingly accurate in like machine guns I've come to understand. Mark II here. It only has 30 rounds, so you have to reload it fairly frequently, I believe. So the British are making good use of it and advancing on the Wehrmacht side. The Wehrmacht is actually running out of troops. They haven't lost a lot of units, but they're all very low quality-wise. Not quality-wise, health-wise. They're getting a Panzer IV F1, but will that be enough? Would the British still have their quick pounder nearby? A quick fire pump. Quick fire 6-pounder? That is a 6-pounder, right? I think it's a 6-pounder. I can never tell with these things. When do you get it anyway? Because machine gun. 6-pounder, yeah, it is a 6-pounder. Was the Valonian stole the 30 caliber machine gun? The British are still clearing out terrain too. That's actually really good use of the sappers. Opens up more angles for the British to lay down fire. Nice, the Germans need cover. But the Americans are still having issues pushing up and have lost a lot of their units. There's some artillery on the structure. We have a crowd mower here. And with quad 50 caliber machine guns, this thing can be very lethal. Kind of shreds infantry. Kind of lines in the name where you say crowd mower. I think another name for it is the meat chopper. Because when you're being hit by 50 caliber bullets, it kind of just shreds your body. Pretty horrible stuff. That's a 4F1 in the field now. But it's hitting the... That's some remarkably sturdy laundry. Six-pounder quickly being relocated. Has been upgraded to be able to target the threats, so they can kind of lock down a vehicle. There we go, very smart. We can still move though. Forcing it to back off. If you can force the enemy to lose mobility, you can kind of make them sit duck, so they have to really focus on getting out of that. Problem on the move. That machine gun could be in trouble. Germans have booby trapped some of the cover positions. But they have to pull that machine gun back quick. And the machine gun nearby armed with armor-piercing bullets. So the machine gun team does make it, defense being covered by the other one. We're gonna maintain that trap until the Americans try to take that cover, I believe. Makes sense. But so far, the Americans are suffering heavy losses at distance here. They have managed to pin the machine gun team with the quad 50. Artillery going in. But the British are holding on up here. F1 has been completely immobilized, I think. This has been detracked. It's stuck. Making an easy target for the 6-pounder here if we can get shots in. It's so far failing to hit though because it's being suppressed by the machine guns on the tank. Oh, looks like the sandbags are gone, but the demo charge is still there. Oh, all the Germans are in a very bad spot here. They can still turn while it's heat track, by the way. Not sure why it's showing its ass. Yeah, they lost its gun. But this thing is kind of dead. But it's even setting up a forward HQ outside the German base at this point. Although it's not really just outside, but it's very close. That's another good usage of the British here with the forward assemblies. A good usage of the British here from Stockholm only. See, the Germans are demo charging this forward HQ. Could just decapture it, but I guess if they wanted to make it more grand by making it a trap as well. That storm pioneer is out in the open, so they have to get out of there. You don't want to be out in the open against American units. Actually, in general, you don't want to be out in the open. There goes the HQ blowing up. You have an F1 command tank here, and because they're playing a Storm, I believe it fires exclusively high explosive rounds. And the Americans have no AT equipment, so they might actually be in for a bit of a problem. The British still curl forwards. In the range of the German base defenses. Instant smoke being popped, something the British can do. Yeah, high explosive rounds. This thing is gonna tear through the Americans unless they can get some AT equipment. But the British are now bordering towards the German base. The Germans are in a very bad spot. F1 command tank, he pushes, maintains its pushing forwards. That's what I was trying to say. Oh, take out another squad. The Americans are suffering very heavy losses here. The British might have to relocate some to cover the American allies' flank. As this command tank is just tearing through the allied lines, take out a 50 caliber machine gun team in one shot. This partner screaming turn around. American AT gun is trying to get in the flank though, but it's being hit up. Germans are able to cover it. Manting on the flank here, 6 pounders are pointed at it. So far, terrain is blocking most of the shots from the high explosives. Two pioneers got mowed down. Mobility being hit. You have to pull it back. The command tank still remains operational. Now the American AT gun can try attempt something, but it's very weak here. And the Vallonians are going to be able to shoot it down, I think. Tried to get a shot off, but it didn't work.
We lost an anti-tank gun.
Ooh, anti-tank rifle blade does manage to do some more damage to the German tank, but it's still in a good position. They'll do some hurting. Panzer F1 arriving, and a Panzer IV-J has arrived as well. The Germans need to break through this British strong point. Yes, that strong point is really threatening them. And he's getting quite close here, though. Also get Gebaldalad now. Like a bundled German grenade. Do a good bit of damage there. F1's are going to do an intended push here. There's only 180 gun, I think. And it's been decrewed. They're stopping it to stop the F6. Or F1s, I mean. Ooh, they were mines, though. Well played, but the Germans can overrun this position with Panzers. I think the Brits have to reconsider getting out of there, and indeed they are. But did they do it fast enough? They've lost a lot of units. Ooh, this sucks. This British just lost a lot of stuff then in very quick succession. Once the Panzer forces started appearing. The Germans need to capitalize on this though and secure as much ground as possible. Push the front forwards. We do have an A2 Sherman arriving though, and a Scott. And the British are taking up for tank destroyers, so we might actually see some Fireflies soon. And the F1s are going to have issues fighting against the A2s, so... Panzer IVs have to be cautious. The Super takes it out. But they do have a Panzer IV-J, which can, I think, reliably fight the A2. This goes because as an anti-infantry piece. Basically used as an American assault gun.
Sherman ready to go.
Is it supposed it's one of its uses?
Ready. Crew ready.
Wait, who did not penetrate on the flank there? That's a problem. It's more quick in the move. Didn't penetrate in the second shot. Panzer IV wants to try and take out that Scot, I imagine. Sherman is in a good spot here, but there is a Panzerjäger nearby with a Panzerschreck. Die Rakettenpanzerbüchse. They got a critical hit. Sherman has to back off for a while. The British really need to work on recuperating. They are getting a Comet out, actually. We're going to see the British premier medium tank at the end, near the end of the war. A very advanced tank, I think, by the time of the end of the war. With a uniquely made 17-pounder for its turret, I believe. Very unique tank. The Panzer IV is on the move. But that's a very risky move. Scott for Panzer IV, not sure if that's worth it though. Hans gonna be taking some shots there. Germans in. Oh, Sherman took a shot but survived. But Germans have managed to secure ground and they're still sending Ballonians out to grab more territory. Clock taken out. Those Panzerjägers have done a lot of work. Only one Panzerjäger left, they should probably get him back. They're tossing a grenade first. Incendiary grenade. Killing off that American squad, I think. No, they retreated to this building. That's a death sentence.
Just got a report of an infantry unit being
Here's the,
wiped out.
here's the Comets. It's getting quite close to that F1 though. But the Comets armor is holding up. Killing the gunner there, or well, injuring them. Another shot. Now the Comet has a unique thing where it actually has very good penetration but low damage because of its unique kind of shell, I believe. They're using it. No, they're not using APDS. They're actually doing fairly decent damage there. But the APDS rounds have higher penetration chance but lower damage, so you can kind of brawl with German heavy tanks, but you don't do a lot of damage when you penetrate. Very unique setup, to be honest. But the machine guns on the Comet's doing a lot of work here. That Ballonian guy is going to try and make a run for it. He's going to get killed on the way back, though, I think. He's running right in the distance of the British rifle troops. Yeah, he got taken out. Good life grenade, though. The British might have to consider pulling back there with that infantry squad. They have an American captain on the field. Using an invisible gun. Looks like we still have some issues with that going on. Common tank driving around. The Iron Duke. The Germans have recovered this 6-pounder gun for their own service. Balloons are on the flank. And also the Germans doing an assault on the Allied base. It's going to force the one Comet here to try and relocate. I think the British have 2 Comets. So I don't think this Panzer Force can match up against the Comet at long range here. Comet's way too high penetration chance. They need to focus on the Panzer IV J, that's the only one that can penetrate them. The F1 is just not going to be able to penetrate the frontal armor of the Comet. J can, as you can see, however. We have a Panzer IV arriving as well, which will certainly be able to have a good chance of fighting the Comet.
Infantry squad trained and ready to go.
F1 taken out. Comet has to back off, especially with the 6-pounder also there. But having Comets tag teaming can be a very good work here, actually. Comets can really tag team well. That's the high penetration chance. Oh yeah, they jammed the turret. That Comet has to get out there. And take us on the flank. And Panzer IV H down. But you don't want to lose a Comet. Comets are somewhat costly, I believe. We also have some Sturm tactics Panzer Grenadiers in the field. They're being suppressed by the Sherman. The Sherman is still a pretty good anti-infantry weapon. Looks like the Allies are somewhat stabilized in defense, but they've lost so much of the map. If the Germans can get enough units, they can probably overrun the Comets. Also, some T-34 Boider Panzers being called in. Not sure how useful that'll be against British tanks. Of course, we'll find out, hopefully. Mthis says his Panzer IVs are withdrawing back for repairs. Probably needed, especially after all the fighting they've been doing. Panzer being upgraded here on the 25th. They get the unique upgraded Panzer, which I think is only available to the Fallschirmjägers as well. Might be one other squad that can get it, but I'm not sure which. Right there on the rifle section, pressing them. That's going to allow the Panzer Grenadiers to assault. Grenade being tossed. Blink Corp on top. That's going to force the rifle section off. Grenadiers on the flank, they're going to finish off the rifle section.
Enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings.
Which are repairing their Comets, they'll be ready shortly.
Big push coming.
Germans are now securing a lot of the flank here, so the Allies are losing their ground. Losing their grasp on this battle. Comets on the move though. They have been upgraded with their tank commanders. It's going to increase their weapon accuracy and sight radius. And the machine guns on the tanks, you should actually worry about in Ironside / Spearhead. They're actually fairly accurate and can do a lot of damage if they're pointing on you. Yeah, Grenadiers are pulling back. Maybe they're going to fight there. Good shot from the 6-pounder. Oh, that's got the engines burn! The Comet has to keep pulling back. Panzer is getting on the flank of the Comet here with that Panzer truck. Very good shot, but the Comet has pretty good health and armor. It's a pretty good tank. Boider Panzer trying to duel with a Comet and losing its gun in the first shot. Could have kind of be expected. A2 about to be overrun by Panzer IVs. Panzer IV J is just overrunning the Sherman. Are looking good for the United States here. Yeah, the Panzer IV J is just rolling over these fields. I think one of the Comets might have to pull back and, you know, fight on that flank if they need the help. At this point, I think they need the help. The Comets just taking so much damage on the northern flank. Now it's in the real danger zone because there's a Panzer IV H here. Oh, they lost the gun! Smoke popped. Other Comet moving to try and intercept. The Comet is fast and maneuverable. But the Allied HQ is under attack by the Panzer IVs. With the Zug on the flank. Panzer IV has to pull back here. Panzer IV down. But the British might have to turn these Comets around quick. Panzer IVs are destroying the base defenses. Comets will taking out the T-34s. But this Comet cannot do much if it doesn't have a gun. You see another Sherman arriving, but one Sherman against Panzer IV GAs is not going to work, I think. Comets have to quickly relocate. Rockets will quickly arrive to try and help repairs. Now the command Panzer IV, if one is hitting the base buildings, because it uses explosives, it does a lot of damage. A2 down, American has lost everything. Comets trying to get back quick, they're losing base structures. I don't think the Allies can make a comeback from this. This little base right into the supply what's it called? The command sector of the Allies did not really help. Because now the Germans seem to have the upper hand here. The Comet is quickly relocating. Command tank down. Other Comet on the move as well. They need to hunt down these Jays. Jays can try and assault. But the frontal arm of the Comet is really working out here. Another Jay down. Another Jay down. Sturmtiger is being prepared. The Germans are still sending troops forwards. They're gonna try and capitalize on the fact the Allied base is in ruins, basically. But these two Comets working around, the twin Comets, are doing a lot of work for the Allies. Getting a lot of kills. Okay, so quickly trying to get as many units in the field as they can to help recuperate the losses. If the Germans can neutralize these Comets, they should be in the clear. Germans have a lot of troops set up here in the center. Pack also to be shot in the Comet, but the Comet's armor held up. Comet is a very impressive tank. Good to see it. You don't see the Comet that often, to be honest. Nice close round, hit the wreck in front. Another shot from the pack didn't do anything. Hansmini is trying to get on the flank here. There's enough infantry to cover it. Grenade though. The Germans know they cannot really brawl with the Comets in the normal way, but once they get the Sturmtiger out here, if the Sturmtiger can take a shot, hit the Comets might be done for. Let's need to bring more units out on the field here. Well, Panzer is pushing forwards. Using this entire squad there. Sturmtiger is just driving forwards to get in range. All the Germans need is to keep sighting the Comets and get a good shot with the Sturmtiger. Oh, the Comet side, a risky position here. Panzer IV taken out. Sturmtiger needs to get in position. Comets on the move. The British are doing a lot of work despite everything. The Germans now flanking in with more Wallonians. The Sturmtiger might have its target. They know where both the Comets are, I think. They just need to take aim. They just need to aim and fire it. Sturmtiger is driving closer. Want to decrease the time between the player and the strike of the mortar. Okay, here it comes. Comets are moving forwards. They probably realize what's going to happen. And the Sturmtiger cancels. Comets might be going a little too far here. Yeah, they're being flanked now by the Panzer IV. Not looking good for these Comets. They might be overstretching their effectiveness. Especially with that H hunting them. More smoke pops, very smart. But one Comet down. Sturmtiger's frontal armor is just holding up. And Comet is down. I don't think the Allies can make a comeback after that. Because now the Germans are advancing, and indeed the Allies surrender at this point. Pretty good match and good showcase of the Comet, I'd say. I hope you all had a good time. I'll see you all next time, everyone. Bye bye.